Hello. Good morning. I'm doing this on my phone. I've had so many technical difficulties this morning, but I want to show up. Of course, I'm showing up. You guys experienced the glitchy audio last week. I don't know what that was about. It's definitely a coffee morning. Oh my goodness. Um, wow, it is really cold in Michigan, but it is not as cold as it is in Texas. So Texas gets to be the top of the chart on this one because normally Michigan, everybody knows Michigan to be the ones that can withstand the cold. Um, so we're just kind of, you know, I think we've all stopped laughing at Texas now because we're like, hold up, they are having to withstand this for a very long time and we wouldn't want to be there. So praying for all of you in Texas. Hope you are doing well and getting out of this. And oh, that's really awful. For here in Michigan, Ohio, Illinois, Wisconsin, everybody over here, we are all very cold, and that is a-okay. So I want to show up this morning and be here, even though the technical issues were a problem. Obviously, lighting does nothing for my hair, but that is okay because it's 6 a.m. and who cares? I've had so many people, just so you know, I've had so many of my friends say, Katie, you're crazy to do a Saturday morning 6 a.m. show. Does anyone even show up to be there? And sorry, we love you, but we are not showing up. And it makes me laugh because I remember when I was the type of person that would literally take comments like that and suggestions and opinions about things, internalize them, and then kind of like regurgitate them and live my life on the whims of other people's opinions. And it's not that my friends are saying, Katie, don't do the show. They're laughing at me, right? Um, and that's okay. And we have friends like that, and it's fun. It's fun to have friends who are just like, you're crazy. But guys, there's the serious side of this, the application side of this is there are always going to be people in your life. Guaranteed. There is always going to be people in your life that um give you opinions because that's what we are as humans. We love to converse and give opinions and tell people what we think. That's wonderful. That's a wonderful part about human beings. But we can oftentimes take everything that everyone says to heart and feel overwhelmed by just all of the craziness that can happen throughout that. And you have to learn who is in your corner and who's not. And that doesn't mean that it's friends and enemies. There are going to be people in your life that don't give you great advice, but are a great friend. And there's going to be people in your life that give you amazing advice and love you and care about you and know you so well that any advice that comes out of their mouth is probably going to be pretty accurate to pretty relevant to what you need to hear. And that's a-okay. And you just got to learn how to know who's talking to you and who you don't need to internalize stuff from. It's kind of a rant, but I felt like it was important to say this morning, not because I'm bashing my lovely friends who tell me that they're not showing up to Saturday Morning Lives. Shame on you. Some of my closest friends have been like, Katie, we love you, but we are not showing up to your live. And I'm like, fine, that's fine. This morning, I want to share with you guys something that I've been thinking about, and I'm gonna pull. Oh wow, my thing probably just went really white. Um, I wanted to share with you some thoughts on how we respond to uh, how we respond to change, how we respond to good change, to bad change, to things that are good and things that are bad, but the things that are unexpected in life. Because a lot of us, guaranteed, no one likes change. No one likes change. I am probably one of the people that has learned to accept change better than I used to. And I promise you, you are going to start off not liking change, but you can get to the point where you are responding in a beautiful way, are responding in a way that is helpful for you, that is a good example for other people, and that will make you happy, will bring joy into your life. And one of the things that I have learned, I'm going to move my keyboard. One of the things that I have learned throughout freelance, running a business, working for people, and then working for myself and doing both right now is when you have people, when you are interacting with yourself, when you are interacting with human beings, there's going to be unexpected things that take place. And that's just guaranteed because we are all constantly moving, trying different things, doing different things, responding to it. Like we are moving, living creatures, and things are going to happen that are unexpected. Change is going to happen, guaranteed. The only thing that you can depend on in life is change. I'm sure that's a quote from somebody that I just stole. Um, and we have to get better at accepting change. We have to get better at the responses. And when I say better, um, I don't mean perfect. And I've had this whole conversation about perfect, and it's not a thing. But what I think is important for us to know is that change is constantly happening to us. And if we are going to be the people who are constantly in victim mode, if we are going to be the people that are constantly just reacting to the change, then we are going to be doing that for the rest of our lives. And if you're okay with that, then that's fine. But that is not a way to live joyfully, happily. That is not a way to live in peace and confidence and clarity about what your mission is and what you're doing about it. Um, I think about like so many situations right now as I prepare for our really, really big conference at the end of February. It's 25th through the 27th. You've heard me talk about it. As we're prepping our entrepreneurs, as we're prepping our experts, as we're prepping the virtual space in which we are creating this conference, there are a lot of things that are unexpected. I have an amazing team that is helping me out. I have my social media gal who's been incredible. I have my VA who's going to be there at the show supporting all of us. And my team is incredible, but they are also human beings just like me. And I have to learn to respond in a way to change and unexpected things that not only benefits me and my business and my life, but also is teaching the other person something as well, that is supporting them, that is teaching them, that is growing them. There is like a beautiful way to respond to change. And then there is a very human instinct, like instant way to respond to things. And we've all been there when we've responded badly to something, but we may not really realize how do we get out of it, right? How do we get out of this feeling of response and reaction instead of really thinking about what do our words mean? What are we really trying to say here? What are we really trying to clearly act here? Like, what are we trying to accomplish? We can get stuck in this mode where we are so overwhelmed by what just happened that we can't see on the other side of it. And we all get to be better at that. And one of the ways to get better at being able to see through a situation and get on the other side, problem solve, figure it out, is by being clear on who you are. This goes back to my story in the very beginning with, like needing that validation from people and, like taking everything so internally. I wasn't very clear on who I was. And obviously, a lot of you know on this channel that I am Christian. I will say that to the end of my days, and I'm not afraid to talk about it. I realize that not everybody is Christian. Part of, like my identity is like my faith is a huge part of my identity. It is my identity. Like Christ is my identity. And so when I'm reading the Bible, when I am learning about God, like it shows me who I am. But at the very least, for those of you out there who are needing some application on this, you need to be very clear on who you are, what your skills are, what you're good at, what you know you're good at. And I promise you, all of you are good at something. You need to stand firm on who you are and not let people tear that down or take that out. Um, and honestly, I would say the best advice that I could give you for like having that identity is having thick skin. Having thick skin, because there's going to be people in your life that don't like you. There's going to be people in your life that like you but give you terrible advice. There's going to be people in your life that um, give you good advice but don't really have your best interest in mind. And all of those people are people that you get to smile and be kind and loving but not listen to and not internalize. So part of your identity is knowing who you are and what mission you're on, and that doesn't need to be laser clear. That will get laser clear as you move forward. But what I find is that when I am like reacting to things, it's because I'm not truly clear on what I'm actually trying to accomplish. I'm going to use an example. So I have never had a social media gal before, and my gal is absolutely amazing. And I was feeling stressed. I was feeling overwhelmed because I didn't know really what to give her, and I wasn't like clear on exactly what I wanted her to do. And so I was starting to feel like, well, I don't know what she's supposed to be doing and she needs to do something and I don't know what. And oh, like getting overwhelmed. And I had to stop and say, Katie, like set some time for you to get clear on this, to communicate with her and to get stuff done instead of just reacting to the things that are happening, and to not do the planning and not do the intentional thought and be clear on what I'm trying to accomplish and what the end goal is. If you don't have that, then you are not going to be able to respond in a beautiful, kind, loving, productive way, if that makes sense. I hope this is landing for you. And if it is, comment down below and tell me, like, Katie, there's this thing in my life. Like, share with me what is landing right now and what you're feeling right now. Some of you have been absolutely incredible about commenting. I love to respond back to your comments because it reminds me that we are all alive and we are all struggling with the same things, and we're all getting to learn through this in this like beautiful way of communicating and sharing. So definitely step out and, you know, have some guts and share something. If it feels uncomfortable for you, then just do it. Just do it. And there will be so much love and support there waiting for you on the other side. But as we get into like identity, as we get into responding and reacting in a way that isn't productive, as we're trying to get better at, and I say better, like we get to grow in this, right? We are constantly growing in this. As we grow in our reactions and responses and learn not only to say and do things and think things, they're going to benefit us. And when I say benefit, I mean aren't going to get us in a hole, aren't going to overwhelm us, aren't going to frustrate us, because we've all been there. We've all been there. When the things that we are thinking are the things that are destroying us, when the things that we are feeling and allowing ourselves to constantly feel, we are feeding those feelings. When we allow those things into our lives for a long period of time, then we start to believe those things without even a thought. We just start to instinctively believe that we are not capable, that our people are going to leave us, we are going to be alone, we don't have that community, we don't have what it takes to give to people, we don't have what it takes to actually build a business. We start to internalize those things. As we lose our identity, as we lose those thoughtful reactions to life and to change, the reason I harp so much on this part of responding to good and bad is because if we don't get this part, then we miss the rest of it and we don't get to move forward. So I want you to really focus, really, really focus. Moving forward, how do you get to react to the people in your life? When things go wrong, when things are unexpected, when something happens that kind of upsets you, take a minute. Take a minute. When I have to be in confrontation with people, and I've had to be in those situations with friends, with loved ones where I have to be very confrontational. I am not confrontational, but I get to step into that in a loving, kind way. And when I've been in those situations, I feel very overwhelmed and stressed. And you have to recognize that, like, leadership is about growing and unashamedly growing, communicating that you're growing. Leadership is about learning something, making that mistake, and not making it again. Leadership is about figuring stuff out, problem solving, and stepping into authority, stepping into your identity as a human being. For me, as a gal who is a Christian and who loves God and knows that God loves her, and getting to grow more like him. That is my identity. Everybody has something different, but um, you need to know who you are. And so when you deal with those difficult situations, when you deal with those difficult relationships, you know the goal that is trying to be completed here. And when someone says something that's unkind to you, when someone says something confrontational to you, you don't get to internalize that. You don't get to be stuck on that. You get to take that piece of information and let it inform you and let it teach you something, and then you move on. And then you move on. A lot of us do not like confrontation. A lot of us do not like things that just happen that we don't expect, particularly if it's on a specific day where we are not feeling it, right? Sometimes I have days, and this is something I get to really work on this year. Sometimes I have days where I am so stuck in what I'm doing. This week is a good week, is like a good example. This week and next week, I know I'm going to be very busy. I'm going to be very, very busy loving on my list, my experts, supporting you guys as those of you who choose to get access to our free conference. Like, as I build a community of entrepreneurs who are strong, who have clarity, who are focused, who aren't getting overwhelmed, who are responding and reacting to life in a way that is helpful and purposeful to their life and to everyone around them. As we build this community, there's going to be breakdowns, there's going to be overwhelm, there's going to be frustration, and you're going to feel those emotions because you are a human being. You are a human being. We are not in this space where we are trying to get rid of emotions. They are there for a reason. They are beautiful, they are messy, and we get to feel them. But here's the thing: we get to choose how long we sit in things. We get to choose how long we stay in a space of overwhelm. We get to choose how long we sit and listen to things that aren't good for us, that aren't purposeful for our life. We get to make those choices. And if you're telling yourself, I'm not a very strong person, I don't have a lot of leadership, I feel overwhelmed all the time, and my family knows this about me, which is a totally different topic that we will talk about. Like, how do I get out of this? How do I move forward? And I think there are three things moving forward. If you are right now in a mess and you're like, Katie, I don't know how to make the first step. The first thing is to find your people. I'm going to take a sip really quick because my throat. Find your people. Three things. The first thing, find your people that are going to love on you, that care about you, that care about the big picture, care about you. And you can go to them and almost like exclusively, like almost all the time, they are the ones that, whether it's good, whether it sounds good or doesn't sound so great, they're the ones that are going to give you the love, sometimes the tough love, but they're the people that are there for you. Those are the people that you need to communicate this with. So when I started business coaching, I realized how much of my life is in overwhelm and how much of my life is just reacting to things, and how that was impacting my productivity, and that was impacting how much I got done in the day. That was impacting what I started and what I actually finished. And I've taken the time to communicate that with the people in my life that I know are in it for the long run, that are in it to win, right? They're in it to be with me and to hang on. Those are the people that I share this with. And I say, guys, I'm experiencing and seeing this for the first time. I'm seeing where my breakdowns are. I'm seeing where I'm struggling. I'm seeing where I'm probably reacting in a very unkind way to all of you. And I want to change this, but I'm recognizing this. I'm at the point where I'm recognizing this, and now I get to change it. And I just want to share that with you because I'm sure you see this. And I just want you to know I see this now too. You know that person in your life who doesn't see it? They run everybody to the ground, they trample over everyone, and they don't even see that it's them. They think it's everyone else. They're in denial. We all have those people in our lives, and we get to constantly be there in love and support. And you know, I've had those situations, I've had those relationships, and I always end up feeling very bitter. And I have to let go of that and understand that maybe someday they will see. And I get to be a good friend. I get to be a good example in those instances. And sometimes that means letting go. Sometimes that means moving on. But when we have those people in our life, we know them very clearly. Do not be that person. Do not be the person that doesn't take the time to really see what is the problem. What is the thing that's going on? What is the breakdown? That is something that has blown my mind in the last year and a half, is suddenly just recognizing those failures, taking a minute to sit in them, taking a minute to sit in the things that I get to work on and the things that are not so pretty about me right now, and really recognizing they're there, and then figuring out how, not only how can I start moving forward right now, but how can I put people around me, and what are the people in my life that can help me with this, that can support me. Because I promise you, community is so much a part of learning how to respond and react to unexpected things. Community is what is going to keep you where you need to be and keep you firmly rooted in who you are, what is beautiful about you, what needs work, what you're good at, what you're skilled at, all of those things, like your people. And I love this. This is a very common term now, my people. And it's so cute because my mom says this now too, because she has this amazing community where she learns how to um, can and grow vegetables and do all these things, and she loves learning all of these kind of homesteading, homemaking skills, and she calls them her people. And I thought that was so precious and so true. We all have our tribe, we all have our people, and that's not going to be everyone in the world. That will not serve you. That will not serve you in figuring out how to react. The more people you have in your space, the more you're having to react to change and unexpected activities and unexpected words, unexpected events. Um, Keep your tribe small and keep them close, and really, really pour into them and allow them to pour into you. Open up and be transparent. And I promise you, if you are still watching this, which it would be incredible, I want you to know that, listen, there are so many spaces out there that are building amazing communities, but not every single space really, really cares about the individual client, the individual, you know, um, customer, the individual person. A lot of spaces care about the whole picture, but you are not, like, you are a piece of the whole picture. And so you need to put yourself in a space where people are pouring into you individually, when they are pouring into you as a person, not as a part of a community. um, I am building a community where I'm literally um, like taking a minute every single morning and going through the names on my list, and just taking a minute to pray for you guys who are on my list, just taking a minute to think about what you guys are creating. And I love that time in the morning when I can just take a minute right after breakfast as I land into my business. I just take a minute to look through my list and say, wow, these are the amazing people that I get to partner with. And you want a community like that. And there are many communities out there like that. But you got to step out and get started and surround yourself with the people who are going to help you with your overwhelm, with your reactions, with your response times, with how to figure out life. You gotta surround yourself with people who are going to do that for you. And if it's okay with you, I would love, just for a couple seconds here, to share with you our amazing conference that's coming up. And the only reason I share this with you so much on YouTube, and you're going to be seeing more content from me, but I want to take a minute right now because I know that for those of you who are still watching, you are here for a reason today. And I don't want to leave without blessing you with this, with this knowledge about this conference, because it's going to change your life. And we had this last December and it changed so many people's lives. And the experts were touched by the people who showed up and asked amazing questions. And you get the opportunity to do that here because we care about each and every one of you who are on the conference. I literally go through, like, I'm getting hyped about the people who are signing up already for the conference, because I'm like, I want to partner with you. I want to be there for you. So I'd love to share this with you. This is a conference that is designed for content creators. So that's YouTubers, bloggers, podcasters, people who are creating online content. And you may have an actual product, a physical product that you're selling, but you're needing to get better at your digital content and kind of fine-tuning your business strategy, fine-tuning your process, getting to a space where you can have a community that you can regularly pour into and also sell to, and sell them content that they actually want, that they actually need. They have told you what they want. So this conference is taking experts who are absolutely incredible in their field. We have some absolutely amazing experts coming to speak to you guys, to really speak into you. And they are going to help you through the whole process. They're going to help you through business strategy, how to get started. If you already have a business, this is going to be an incredible space to reanalyze your strategy. If there's areas where it's breaking down and you're not sure what that is, they're going to help you to get really clear on what are your steps to move forward. And if you're thinking about starting a business, if you have a YouTube channel, guess what? You are a business. Let me just tell you that right now. If you have a skill and you are using that skill, you are a business. If you have a YouTube channel, if you have a blog, if you have a podcast, you are a business. And it's about time you start acting and realizing that, because there are so many opportunities in this world to make money and to sell. But we get to do it in a way that is purposeful, that is supporting our economy, that is supporting the people within our world. We get to do this in a way that actually brings products and services into the world that are needed, that are wanted. And you have skill sets, I promise you. If you feel overwhelmed about what to use and what to create, this is going to be a space for you as well. So this is kind of a space for content creators who need more clarity on their business plan. So many of us do not take business classes. I took one business class, I was really bored. And suddenly I realized as I was walking into my business, oh, wow, I probably should have paid more attention. But these experts are going to share these business strategies in a modern, relevant way. They're going to share it in a way that actually impacts and matters to what you are creating right now. And so this is a conference that is like none other out there. I'm literally like spending so much time creating it, and I really would love you to be there. If you feel like this is something that you really, really want to step into this year. And let me say one more thing before we end this, because we're going pretty long. Normally I'm like 20 minutes and it's like 30. Hang in there with me. I'm sharing this with you because there's so much purpose and potential in doing this. And there's so much there. So the final thing that I will say to you is, so many people get overwhelmed and frustrated by business, by building a business. I had one of my friends, one of my best friends. She is my best friend. And she told me, she said, Katie, I could never do what you do. I could never run my own business. I could never build. I could never be an entrepreneur. And I get it, because not everybody is built, or not everybody thinks that they are built for that. But there are so many ways to build a business. And really all a business is taking skills that you already have and learning how to monetize them. Taking skills that benefit people and monetizing them. That is a business. That's really what a business is. And now with the internet, with the online platforms, you get to build your own platform and create something amazing with it. And people get to come. And when I started YouTube and when I started my business, I got overwhelmed by the thought of, I don't think that I have something that people actually want. Okay, if that really is true, which likely that probably isn't true, it's probably just because you need to figure out a better way of finding them, which you are going to learn in this conference. But also, if you are finding that what you are selling is not beneficial or people aren't actually wanting it, then sell something else. Sell something that people actually want. Listen to your people, listen to what they need. I'm going to share one last story before I end. I do a lot of website design and builds, and I've been doing a lot of them for churches as of late. I told myself when I started my business, I did not want this to be a web design business. I did not want to be building websites all day long. But that's what people need right now. And that's what they're asking me for. So I need to listen to my customers. I need to listen to my clients and see what they actually need and do that for them, even if it's for a season. You got to listen to your people. And that means your family, your friends, the people around you who know your skill sets, and say, this would be really cool if you did this. My mom is so funny about this, and she will probably watch this later because she watches all of these after the fact. But she's so cute about telling me all the things that I should do. She's like, you should start a card business, or you should start, you should start selling this, or you should start building this. And I'm like, Mom, I gotta focus like on one thing at a time. We all have those amazing people in our lives that give us so many ideas. So the application of this is, don't be a lone wolf. It never serves you well. It doesn't serve your people well either. Find those communities, because that is going to help you know how to start building leadership into your life and start reacting and responding in a way that actually is beneficial to you and supports you well. And this is a community that you can hang out in and be supported in a very personal way. This is not a space where you just kind of hang out and, it'd be cool if I ever said hi to you or something. I do not want to be in that space. This is a small space for a reason. And I love that about it right now, because I'm able to pour into each and every one of you, and I want it to be that way. So definitely sign up for the conference. I'm going to make sure, I'm pretty sure that I have, oh, it probably went bright again. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure that I have the conference. I do. So I have the link in the conference down in the description. Unlock the Creative Entrepreneur. Go check it out. I'd love it if you would show up. It would be amazing. And we're going to have incredible experts on. You can also check out the Facebook page, which is of the same name. And you can see all the awesome experts that we're going to have this year, the ones that we had last year. It's going to be an awesome event. So please come and let us pour into you. Let us share and support you in a way that will really, really benefit you right now. So I love you all. I'm sorry this went a little bit long, but we get to share so many beautiful, wonderful things with you and really support you. So have an awesome, awesome day. I'm going to attempt to hit the end button on my phone, and we'll see how this goes.